Healing word on herself. What does she do there? Command halt. She really does not like Lae'zel. That's okay. Nobody else does. I guess a firebolt. Okay, she horribly burned to death. Asterion, do you want to come down here, mate? Just jump down. I don't really care if you get entangled. Wow. Shut up.
I'd rather not turn my back on you, if it's all the same.
What happened here? Longsword and chainmail.
Breathe deep and move.
Edwin.
Strange power resonates within the corpse. It calls to you.
Ooh.
Your limbs move of their own accord. There's something of value here. Something your mind craves.
Uh-oh.
Why let its host's memories go to waste?
Oh.
The tadpole has absorbed it all. Its experience could nourish you.
Oh.
Strengthen you.
Welcome the tadpole's influence. It's toying with you. Resist it. Force your mind shut. You'll not be influenced by an illithid parasite. She's heard the stories of what Ayla went through. She will not let outside influences cloud her judgment. Force your mind shut. With guidance, please. Thank you. Piss. I'm out of influence as well because I wasted all my influence for this guy to talk to me only to kill his friends.
No use. Compulsion takes over. Your actions are no longer your own.
Oh! Yeah, just pocket that. Why not?
Abandon their hosts as soon as they need to. Vile parasites.
No one's going to question why I took it.
All the more reason to rid ourselves of our own uninvited guests.
Where's, what's his face? Oh, he's there. You can stop creeping now. Stand up, you knob. Hunt complete until long rest. Anyway, what's the hanging suspended in murky slime? The living tadpole looks like some hideous cousin to the slug, only gorged and slick with remnants of brain fluid. Why did I take that? Why did it want to be taken? Just because dried pork sausage. Delicious. Only because it would have died, presumably, if I hadn't? Okay. Well, that was thoroughly unexpected. So the absolute... Interesting. I feel like I should probably go to the camp, because like it wouldn't let me use the mind-reading powers. I thought that this was a physical location I could get to, but I might just have to use this. I'm going to try this. I was hoping to not do this, because it feels a bit sort of meta. At your camp, you can take a long rest and fully heal your party. You can also manage party members' advanced relationships with your companions, store items, and eventually change your character. Interesting. At least I've still got Wrath with me. Okay. Traveler's Chest, Magic Mirror, and Withers? What the hell is Withers here? That's Gale. Where's Withers? Okay, sure, he's just here with his boat. Just picturing Withers just floating down a river now. Oh, I like your broody tent. That's really cute.
The Blade of Frontiers. Let's hope Will lives up to his name. We'll need all the help we can get.
Those murals, something seemed to catch your eye. Yeah, let's ask about the murals.
What can I say? They were eye-catching. Consider me an art lover.
Oh, God. What's the story with that odd little artifact you have?
There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
Uh-huh. I want to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
What will you do if we actually manage to remove the tadpoles?
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course.
No reason for us not to stay together if we get on well.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible.
Seems personal. I won't pry if it's not something you want to talk about.
Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation.
How am I holding up in your estimations?
I must admit, you've been a surprise. And not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises?
Okay. Alright. What's in the Traveller's Chest? Is this the place I sent stuff? It is! Yeah, this is the stuff I sent to the camp. So there's Will. Can I read about him? Character sheet. He is a fiend warlock. Okay. I thought he was a hexblade. Civil militia. So he's exactly the same as me. Except he's human, rather than tiefling. So he's exactly the same, but worse. He's a folk hero. Interesting. Yeah, I'll get to you, Withers. Hi, Asterion.
So, we're travelling with the famed Blade of Frontiers. I feel safer already.
You're a bit of a dick. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
Okay, cool. Good chatting. Well, you have a really creepy bloody tent, don't you?
The Githyanki people have a word for men like the Blade of Frontiers. Shalak. Roughly translated, idealist do-gooder. Or better yet, benevolent burden. His confidence is an asset.
That tracks.
His pursuit of valor, not so much.
Anyone who helps people who don't pay them is a fool. Never do for free what people will pay you to do. And never do for money what your honour tells you should do. But don't do your honour for good. Only do your honour for the glory of the home race. That's her. Yeah, I don't need to speak about any of these things. We've spoken about them before. What's this way? What is this? It's a house. With a mirror in it. What the hell?
I'll give it a shot.
What's this mirror? Started a conversation with a mirror? Ah, okay. Alright. Well, now we can finally put something to rest. Because I had a couple of comments saying that I could have fixed the eyes. It was on me for not showing the eyes when I was... or showing the customer character customization when I was making the character. I just completely cut it all, and it made some people think that I didn't actually know you could. Yeah, this is all you get. So, like, you can change the colour, but it's not real customization. So, like, I went with Demonic White 4, but, like, it's not the solid eyes. There are, like, I mean, you can have extra eye colours, but they're still not the solid eyes that tieflings have in Fluff. It is a good character customizer, don't get me wrong. It's just not as amazing as some people seem to laud it to be. Hey, Will.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling.
How does the Blade of Frontiers end up chasing a devil in the hells?
Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it. And she was planning to return. One of the archdevils Zariel's own, chaos incarnate, a devil with pure fire for a heart. I made my way to Avernus to stop her. She fled from my reach, even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit. I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing.
How the hell did he get a thing in his eye? Like, by the time the ship was going through the hells, it was on full, okay, all hands on deck, we're being attacked by dragons and we need to fly away. It wasn't a time for, right, hold that guy down, I really want to stick this thing in his eye. Who is this source of yours?
A powerful friend with a keen interest in privacy. I'm sworn to say no more.
The Cambion, I assume. A powerful friend, Like a warlock patron, perhaps?
You are a warlock. You know about bound souls and frozen tongues. I can only leave the rest to your imagination. Suffice to say, I hunt monsters, devils included, and I will do what I can to quench the coast of their flames.
I mean, my patron is sort of trapped within it's not really a metal sphere. It looks like a metal sphere, but it's actually a prison that's sort of condensed down. It's a whole thing, but it's not one I'm exactly bound at all. I just don't see a reason to share it. No one's ever asked. I mean, I'd tell you if you asked, but tell me, Will, how did you come to be the Blade of Frontiers?
My father once said, "One does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call." So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard
Cloakwood, yeah.
a child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
What act could be funner than saving a life? And he named you. Whatever became of the boy, I wonder. Goblins, pitiful vermin, easy to kill. What became of the boy, I wonder?
I left him with his uncles. 5 years on, and he's flourishing. If only every child was so lucky. I mourn the ones I could never save, whose cries I never heard. In the boy's tears, I finally saw the suffering wrought by the villains of the wild. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded.
I do really like him. He's pretty cool. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
And it's nice to meet someone of your talents. Having a worm wriggling in my skull didn't instill much confidence in the days ahead. With you as my ally, the future looks a little less daunting.
He's really cool. I like the guy. It's just a shame that we are exactly the same class. So, I mean, I could technically... I've heard that I can respec them later. I mean, there's the possibility, I assume... No, I assume there isn't the possibility of completely changing the class. I assume I could just respec the subclass. But, yeah, that's such a shame that we're both Warlocks, and that, in particular, we're both Fiend Warlocks. I've noticed your stone eye. Did you lose it in battle?
A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days.
Lean in and examine the eye more closely. Ooh.
Tiny grooves spider across the eye's surface. It resembles a sanding stone used to confer with distant contacts.
That's brilliant. So the other one his patron has. That's incredible. That's incredible. Well, he said he doesn't want to talk about it now, so... Fair enough, buddy. That's really cool.
I've known a few warlocks in my time. Talented, of course, though sometimes too eager to listen to the devils on their shoulders. Comes with the territory, unfortunately.
Yes. Oh, guys. So strange. Yeah, I've definitely never heard whispers from a metal orb. Tell me a bit more about yourself.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, city of splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. Maybe I was a bit harsh on him on my first meeting of him because I don't like arrogance as a character trait, particularly in D&D, where everyone is just seemingly trying to one-up each other. I find it very tiresome, but Eve looks really upset. Her bottom lip was quivering. I want to know more than your hobbies. Can't you tell me something about the real you?
Certainly. That I have a great respect for privacy, for instance, especially my own.
Okay. Sure. Change the subject. Sorry, invasion plans for the Sword Coast? What the hell is this? The map of the Sword Coast sprawls from the deep forest of Tethir to the frigid spine of the world, its topography worn by ancient ink. Okay, is that everyone? It is, isn't it? Alright, Withers. What's going on with you?
We meet again, as predicted.
It's been like less than a day.
I shall be here in my camp, for whenever thou hast need of my services.
Not to be rude, but what are you? You were sorting something before. What kind of services can a skeleton offer? Care to explain why you're helping us? I'd leave if I'd prefer if you leave. You were sorting something before. What were you doing?
Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, filled in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
I feel I didn't get what he was saying there. Cultists, will these hirelings join me willingly?
Most willingly, forsooth. Their passions doth run deep for what hath been wrought upon them.
Do you think I can trust these cultists?
Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. My services are all that I can proffer thee. What thou wilt do with them is for thee to undertake.
I do like the way he speaks, that's really cool. Impressive. Are there other ways you can help us?
Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Ooh, that's incredibly powerful magic. You mentioned a cost and look very ugly. Wow, no one's dead on my side. That's incredibly powerful magic. Why is it so easy for you?
Because it is my calling. There is little else to explain.
It's like the DM saying, look, just go with it, okay, guys? I needed a way for this to happen. Just let it happen. Oh, you can change class. Okay, so I can probably do that for the others as well. You mentioned a cost. What is it?
A matter of coin.
Ah, that's what the number at the end is as well. There was that one before where it like had a 20 at the end, and that was the cost for whatever it was. I can't even remember what it was. I'd like to talk about hirelings.
Very well.
No, I don't think I want a hireling. The strange wraith commands many powers. Resurrect allies, hire help, and change your class for a price. Alright, one criticism I would like to level is that when the goblins started talking about the Absolute, that was interesting. When it coincided that those random people we met were also working for the Absolute, that was weaving something. The fact that he is also hiring stuff from the Absolute makes it seem like this is a bit one note. You've sort of crossed the line there. So hopefully that isn't going to be like everything in this game is the Absolute. And that there is nothing else in this game apart from the Absolute. And everybody you meet either works for the Absolute or opposes the Absolute. That's going to get boring real fast. I guess I should have a rest. Like, I definitely need to rest before we go on to do the goblin thing. But I'm sort of worried about what's going to happen if I end the day. Like, is it going to progress the story? Are the druids going to lock off? Do I have to do that today? I don't know. It really feels like these things should be time limited, but the way the game is set out implies it's not. But I'm going to save, end the day, and hope that I haven't just screwed all the tieflings. Restore all hit points and spell slots. Concentration broken. Well, yeah. Oh, look, we've changed clothes. And my hand is still on fire. That is quite a plunging neckline you have, Shadowheart.
Finally, some good fortune. Come morning, we know what to do.
Yes.
The sooner we find this priestess gut, the better. Can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head.
That's what? Priestess gut the goblin? No. We're probably gonna be killing off the goblins to save the tieflings. Why would we trust? I was curious about the. Okay, sure. How are you feeling?
The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
Maybe I could leave you tied up. No hesitations. Let's not do this. I don't like hypotheticals. Let's not do this. I don't like hypothetical questions.
It's hardly hypothetical. We're still in danger after all.
Maybe I could leave you tied up while I hunted for a cure?
Really? I'd just kill you. Anyway, get some rest. Try not to dream about tying me up.
Well now. You cannot say that to me while you are dressed like that. Whew, well. Is it hot in here? Is that just my flaming hand?
You know, I've been thinking.
Why are you lying down like
reflecting on
that?
what tomorrow might bring when we meet this goblin priestess.
Why are they all fixating on that?
She know how to bring the worm under control.
There's been no
Will
evidence
this
for that.
little adventure of ours be over?
So presumably that's another way out of this? Probably. Once the worm is gone, I'm going my own way.
A pity. A great pity. You're quite the ally after all. Traversing Avernus, surviving the crash, surviving everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
We hardly know each other. I thought you didn't like me. True, I'm pretty impressive. I'm just trying to survive. I have many talents if you want to explore them. You're too close. I thought you didn't like me.
You have your charms. More than you think.
The smile on his pretty lips is a touch too composed, a bit too perfect. He may not mean a word he says.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying to get, watch yourself, Astarion.
Oh. You're no fun.
I'm going to walk away now.
Sleep tight. I'll see you later. I'm sure.
Creepy bugger. Wow, that outfit.
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
What do you mean by the tears?
Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crash. Clear.
Are all the Githyanki from the tears? It must be quite a shock. It must be quite a shock to leave your creche behind and arrive here.
Do you think me so sheltered? My entire clutch battled beholders deep within the eye of the sky. We infiltrated a Nyogi spelljammer and laid waste to its crew. The tears span Toral's sky, Venisk. There is more to this realm than this grassy pebble. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
I almost began to sympathise with her then, so nearly, when she seemed to come across like someone who feels no purpose beyond contributing to the collective. Her creche, her race honour, you know, all of this stuff. And with her looking mournfully up at the sky, thinking, like, I wish I was up there doing my part again. And then it's like, I can sympathise. She's like, piss off. You know shit. Get out of here. So, yeah, good talking with you, as always.
A tingle runs through your head and down to your feet.
Ah, there it is. That shiver. Our little brainworms have made fast friends, it would seem. How do you feel?
He's the first person to ask me that. He's the only person so far to ask me how I actually feel. Like, I mean, Shadowheart was like, I'd probably kill you. But he actually... surprisingly fine, nervous, confident. Ooh. To be perfectly honest, confident. Like, I don't know why some of my companions have gone, that goblin priestess that prisoner mentioned once in passing with no indication that she could help us. She's the answer to our problems. I don't know why they've got that, but I assume the fact that they think that means she might actually be an option. But we also have the creche. I am all but certain we can get the tadpoles out of our heads. We have multiple options. So yeah, I'm confident no tiny tadpole will be getting the best of me.
Courage in danger shadow. I love to see it. But shouldn't the shadow have crept closer? Gone darker by now? Before the Illithid's unscheduled surgery, I'd felled hundreds of beasts and a fair few fiends. The tadpoles weakened me, suppressed greater talents, but beyond that, I've showed no signs of turning. No nausea, no pain, not even a hot flash.
Something special about us, or at least our tadpoles. I mean, that is implied with the whole true soul thing. I thought that was just because we had it in our heads, but the implication is maybe it's more than that. Like, were the others, rather than being thralls, those two people with Edwin, were they not in fact infected? Was he the only one I've killed who was actually a thrall? Something special about us, or at least about our tadpoles.
Indeed. Perhaps the worm's vat was poisoned. Perhaps we're uncommonly fit. Or perhaps the tadpoles are merely on holiday. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next. And that answer is plain as the horns on a war devil's head. We get these things out. Let's get some rest. Dawn comes sooner than we think.
Interesting choice of words, considering Karlach, the devil he's obsessed with, has one horn. So right there, it's saying, oh, it's as plain as the horns. They may or may not be there.